We begin our first newscast of 2015 at the old post office in Union Square. Some 60 people gathered on January 7th to hear from city officials and from the Union Square developer, US2, about plans for the neighborhood and construction near the new Green Line station. The station is slated to open in 2017. Neighbors had a chance to ask questions and to weigh in. Iris Moore has the story.
This is an important meeting in the Somerville by Design process. We get to have a dialogue directly with the public about their vision for the future. And that's what's kind of great about being a city planner and urban designer, is that we get to kind of time travel and show folks what their ideas look like. It's really important that you do two things for me. Write down a lot of ideas and then come up with your 5 best and make sure you can share that with the group at the end of the night.
The meeting, hosted by the city's planning department, included group activities in which participants generated ideas and concerns for the neighborhood and for the areas near the new Green Line stop that will be developed first.
When I'm on the bus and I'm trying to go through Union Square, I just want to go.
Less congestion.
Yeah, this is or even on my bike, it kind of jams up right here. It would be so much easier to get through if there was
Can we agree that there's nothing existing in Union Square as we know it right now that's a good car pathway?
Correct.
Okay.
I always sort of start with this.
Eric Howler, a member of the US2 design team, shared his biggest concerns.
So for us, the biggest challenge is how to manage this change while maintaining the character of Union Square. And so how do we connect Union Square to the T? It's sort of always been this process. It's always been absorbing, different demographics. It's always been absorbing different buildings, different transportation systems, and the Green Line extension will be one more of those transformational, but ultimately evolutionary processes.
But it wasn't just the development team voicing concerns about the new T station.
I do have to say, I did kind of like the view into people's secret backyards that you would get when you would go over. So I think that there's something, and that's one of the things that I'm sure is going to go, which is a little bit sad. But
yeah, the station's going to be all along here.
Each group reported their findings.
We're really concerned about how Union Square links to the other T stop, which is going to have far more people riding it maybe than the Union Square T stop, and that we want to make sure that there is intergenerational housing built into the neighborhood.
People were also worried about public space, pedestrian safety, and affordable housing.
Don't let the traffic go from here through here.
So how would you propose that people and vehicles get from this side of the square over here?
Participants thought the meeting was generally positive.
It'll remain to be seen, how everything is integrated with the new T station and, really trying to establish that grit of Union Square that we've worked so hard to preserve over the years. I think I have just general hesitations about the accelerated process. I know that they're trying to get this completed before the T station opens, but having so many meetings so quickly in succession is really something that kind of is exhausting. But that said, I appreciate that they are opening it up to the community, and I really do hope that the authenticity of Union Square is preserved in the whole process.
The point that I wanted to make is that public space needs to actually be for the public. Often what happens is that in terms of getting a zoning variance or something, a bank or some other institution will provide extra open space, but it's privately owned. And so people don't necessarily have all the rights that they would have in public space that's owned by the public through the city or through a municipality. And so it's really important as the development goes forward to really concentrate on getting space that is owned by the public and where people can have all the rights that they would have in any other situation.
With the Green Line station set to open in 2017, the developer said they need to start moving on some parcels very soon.
We're going to actually start to look under the hood at the economics of that, and we're going to do some studies and analysis between now through March, the design to actually look at, what are the trade-offs between different aspects of the build out of Boyne Yards, for example, that the community needs to be involved in that conversation. So we need to understand that the sort of the macroeconomics and take that down to how do we actually design it.
I think tonight's meeting was a great next milestone in the process for planning the next evolution of Union Square, and I think it was particularly important because it was an opportunity for the community to really share some of their visions for both the neighborhood in general and the first phase of development. So it's the very start of a dialogue between the city and the developer and the community around what's going to happen adjacent to the T, which is really going to be the gateway to Union Square going forward.
Many comments and concerns were expressed tonight. Will these concerns be addressed? We'll follow the story. For Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Iris Moore.